Alright, so as you can see on the screen right here, we have 99 stars out of 99 on current, and actually 9 on all time as well, which is pretty cool. So I kind of know my way around Domination at this point, and that's the whole purpose of this video. That's why you clicked on it, so you guys can see exactly how I went about going and winning all of my Domination games by an average score of 15. That's kind of cool to see, with only 52.5 points per game. So it's all about the defense out there, and just showing you guys everything that's going on. So if you are excited or just find this video informative at all, hit that like button down below. Comment again if you need any extra tips, stuff like that, and hit that subscribe button. We are on that road to 15k subs. So with Domination, basically you're going to want to make sure that you're getting that 675 MT every single time at the end of the game, just because if you get used to that throughout all of these other games, it's going to make this final one just a bit easier, because I think every other game is the 625 cap to get 3 stars, and this very final game is just 675. It's like 50 MT difference. And actually, for a bit of a tip so you can look forward, I guess it's actually 730 for all time. So yeah, not the most fun. But the reason you want to do Domination is you can see 4,500 MT right there from getting it, and with this Draymond Green, who's an absolute beast, and you just get a bunch of really nice things. And if you finish current, you will actually, I think, get a free Diamond TJ Warren as well, which is pretty cool once you evo those cards. So the first thing you got to look at is the lineup that you're going to be using. This is my current lineup right now going into all-time Domination, and I gotta say, I'm quite liking a lot of the cards that are out here, but in general, I'm assuming not a lot of you guys are going to have this if you're somebody who's just starting off. So I'm going to tell you guys a few cards that you can use to help you out on your journey. The first is going to be any of the cards that I've talked about in my Emerald and my Sapphire's best card videos. The Sapphire will be coming out decently soon, either later today or tomorrow, but I'll link those both down below so you can check them out. Brief description: I think guys like John Barry, Darren Collison are going to be really good for your PG position, and I really like using John Henson as well. Real fun card there, just to have somebody's one of the backup centers, which is kind of cool. John Henson right there. And the Sapphires, you can get some pretty good guys, but I'm not really running too many of them anymore. Just, I don't know, not the most helpful. Cade Cunningham is a great pickup. Dude, just an absolute beast. 6'8", has a great jumper, pretty good defense, and just all around is really fun. Pascal Siakam, again from the Colossal set, really cheap card, really good defensively, especially as a power forward and a 5, and he kind of spaced the floor, which is really good, and I just love running him in general. Chris Boucher is a card that you actually get from the Domination rewards, and you can evo up to a Ruby, and it's seriously one of the most fun and best cards that I have used so far in 2K. So as soon as you get that Chris Boucher, make sure you evo him up throughout it, and you will be golden for that. And then whoever your Amethyst was, if you pre-ordered the game or just bought it at all for like the Legends Edition, you got a box and you got a guaranteed Amethyst out of that, whoever it is, make sure they're in the lineup, because they're going to be pretty good. But in general, you're going to want to add whatever defensive guys you can to your lineup, and make sure that you have a few that can shoot threes. I have actually 3 people in my starting lineup that can shoot. Tim Hardaway Jr., and I'd really highly recommend having a shooting guard specialist for a shooter, just because the plays that I'm going to be showing you with my favorite playbook, the Warriors playbook right now, all are going to involve shooting with your shooting guard, but you can change it to like your small forward if you have a better shooting small forward, or a quicker small forward, or even your PG if that's really what you want to do. It all works literally the exact same way. But make sure you have at least one shooting guard or one shooting specialist. I just would prefer if it was a shooting guard, because it makes it a little bit easier for you. And again, the small forward, I kind of like a jack of all trades card, which is what LaMelo is. Really good on both ends, but especially as a playmaker. And with my favorite play, LaMelo is the one actually passing the ball, so his playmaking really helps. And if you have like the spare 10k MT, probably the best card in the game right now is LaMelo Ball, or one of the best. So highly recommend picking him up. And then for your PG and your center position, I would really focus on having defenders, and specifically for the PG, playmakers. So I have Ron Harper in here because he is an absolutely insane defender, 87 defensive overall, and he can play make really well. I'm also using Monte Morris because he's a good defender and he play makes really well. You can see the perimeter's an A and his playmaking is an A+. So that's kind of what I recommend for your point guard position, because I'm running a lot of money plays and just running pick and rolls, not really scoring too much with my PG. So you know, their lack of shooting really doesn't bother me. I just kind of use these as I see fit. So it's up to you what you do for those positions. That's what I recommend. And then obviously for the center position, make sure they have really good rebounding and good interior defense. And the occasional midi would be a great thing to have as well. just because, I mean, you want at least a little bit of shooting. So Vlade Divac was actually perfect for that. Pascal Siakam and Chris Boucher are great small ball fives. For a while, when I had Vlade going to get graded, I had both of those running there, and it was actually a really fun time. And then on top of that, make sure you are running this Warriors playbook and get the best coach you possibly can. If you're struggling on defense, obviously a defensive coach is going to be better, but balance with like Mike Budenholzer, at least for me, has always just been, I don't know, the best option for it. And the player minutes really don't matter too much. You can kind of ignore that. So in general, if you want to literally just copy and paste my lineup, that works as well. Or if you want to use, Trae Young, because you got it, I think he's a great card to start running. If you only have, some Sapphires or some Amethyst, I would run a card like Andre Roberson, because the defense that he brings is just absolutely insane. And once you get up to the higher levels, it really is going to matter how much defense you have. And obviously you won't have Draymond Green, so picking up power forwards like even a nice little Kyle Kuzma, Maxi Kleber, Jaden McDaniels are all really good options. Even that free Kevin Durant is a great guy to run there, or Pascal and Boucher if you have it. It can be a really fun lineup in general to go on a run. And it's all up to what you want. And if you can get up to that Ruby tier, I think Tim Hardaway Jr. and Ron Harper are two great options to pick up and run. And again, it's all experiment, trying everything out. If you pick up a card you're not sure how they're going to be, bring them into that freestyle and check it out and have some fun. And before we get into like the best defensive settings, things like that you can use, because we'll get into that right after this, I want to make sure I go ahead and tell you guys that if you are playing Domination every single time you play, unless you are just trying to XP grind and you do not care about actually getting all 3 stars, if you want to get through, get all 3 stars and get all the rewards in Domination, automatically go to the All-Star difficulty. That is the only way that you're going to get all 3 stars and only have to play a game. You don't have to go through, play Rookie, play Pro, then play All-Star. You can just play All-Star and you'll get the rewards for all 3. It's a common mistake that a lot of people make if they're new to the game. If you are new to the game, make sure you always just go straight All-Star. I promise it'll always be easier. So now just get into the offensive and defensive settings that you can run up, and I'll show you a few plays that you can use with this Warriors playbook right now. Okay, so everybody's favorite question is what to do with defensive settings and that sort of stuff. So first off, we're going to start with on-ball pressure. Make sure we put this to smother. Again, some people like it on tight, but I usually just do smother, make sure everybody stays up on their man, and a lot of these guys aren't really good at defense, so you need all the help you can get. Off-ball pressure, you can put it on deny ball, but sometimes the players can overextend just a little bit and get way too many over-aggressive steal animations, so I usually like to just leave that on at tight. The force direction sometimes can just be a little bit weird, so I ignore that. On-ball pressure, I've been experimenting with go over, go under, and if you really like to have a lot of mismatch in the paint, you can go with switch, but I've just been leaving it on automatic, and it's been feeling fine. Same thing with on-ball screen and with hedge. Just, again, you can experiment with it if you're in normal domination. Most of these games are pretty easy, especially if you're going against the Hornets, for example. Just try it, see what happens, but I've been leaving both of these on automatic now that I'm in all-time domination. Stay attached. You always want that to be no. The hedge defender will not stay with it. You want them to stay on their own man and make sure that they're a little bit loose just to, get whatever the hell you want. Post, I've always put this on front just because sometimes they can give you some really good steal animations. Occasionally you'll get beat and they can, dunk and stuff like that. But for the most part, you can get some nice, steal animations and just overall good defense. They won't pass it if you front them in. So there is that. Double team perimeter and post, we're going to leave that to manual, which we won't be doing. And then for our screen help rules, we want no help right here. And for drive help rules, we want no help, but still a little bit of rotation just in case. Found that. And then for the dribble handoff, I've been doing switch all, down screen switch all, back screen switch all, flare screen switch all, just because any of these down screens, when it comes to, the shooting guard and small forward, you just want to make sure it's switching. It's the easiest way to go about a lot of this. And then for transition, is to wall up, because most of the teams that you'll be facing don't have a lot of players with high 3-point ratings, so they'll probably just be trying to drive to the paint for whatever reason. Then we're going to move into offensive settings. This, whatever coach you have, doesn't really matter, just pick the one that you like. But the coach settings, what I like to do is turn off the adaptive coaching engine, turn off manual time, or turn off auto timeouts, just switch that to manual. Same with player minutes and substitutions, just what I seem to have. And freelance series repeat, you can repeat on success or do not repeat. I'm just going to leave it on repeat on success because it's been working for me. Any of these turn into auto, but you can change those actually in game with a timeout. So first off, we're going to pick our freelance, which I'll just switch this to the Hawks 2018. You can set that in game. And then we're going to go to the play selection. And if you put the playbook that I told you to put on earlier in the video, we can go ahead and add some of the plays for it. So in the Warriors playbook, there's some actually pretty good plays that I like using. This first one is the quick 43 slice. You can see in the beginning, this small forward actually wraps around and gets a pretty open 3 because he uses that power forward basically as a whole screen. So I usually throw that one on there. If you have a good small forward, I have LaMelo Ball, who has a great jumper, so it can be pretty nice running that play. The next one we have can occasionally be quick 21. You can see the shooting guard wraps around, and if you have a very quick shooting guard, that can work. And there's the opportunity for that second screen with the center that you can then loop around and get a basket in the paint. Works really, really well if you know how to time your animations right. The next one we have is going to be, it's somewhere in here, quick 51 split. It's another one of those just quick shooting guard wraps, except they pass it down to the center, and then there's this little extra action, so you have 2 opportunities to get a shot with your shooting guard. Can be a pretty fun play to run. There's also this quick 5-out 3, which can be pretty nice with that power forward drop in there. I mean, the Warriors have a lot of elaborate and really interesting plays, but the last one and the most important one that I want to shout out to you guys is quick 32 horns. This is my favorite play to run in this Warriors playbook. It is the absolute money play of all money plays. Almost always is the shooting guard open. The defense is pretty good this year with AI, so it won't always be, but for the most part, you can see it starts off, I'll reset the play, passing it to the center, a small forward drops down. Once you pass it to the small forward, the shooting guard wraps through 3 screens to finally get that open 3 in the corner right there, and it is absolutely amazing. And if you need, you can hit triangle or Y on Xbox or PlayStation and make sure that you select whoever you want. I have Tim Hardaway Jr. He has a super fast jumper, and it's been really nice to just knock down a bunch of shots. And basically, that's all it for the defensive settings. You can check out some coach settings and things like that if you want to, but for the most part, make sure you call a timeout and set all those, and it'll be pretty easy to get all of this done and dusted. Alright, so once we're on the defensive end here, because we have Ron Harper, I'm going to make sure I off-ball on Patrick Ewing just because he's not the most amazing of scorers, except for in the post right there, which he's going to drop it down. Once we get to the offensive end, this is where you kind of can call a timeout and get the settings that you want to, so I'll just fast forward to whenever we are at that screen. Alright, so once we're here, we're going to be the coach and make sure we hit triangle or Y for game plan. Our set type is going to be half court. Our sets are going to be over into the Hawks 2018. It just keeps a lot of space and helps. I've also had a lot of success with Jazz and Motion as well, so those two can be pretty fun depending what you're doing. Rebounds, just change this to limit transition. Tempo is always push the pace. You want to get as many fast breaks as possible because those give you a bunch of MT. And my primary focus is either play through LaMelo Ball or get shooters open with Tim Hardaway Jr. I want to get shooters open with Tim Hardaway Jr., so I'll do that this game. Team adjustments, no drive help. We want to wall up on that transition and we want to crash the glass. You can focus on a specific player if you want to. For Carmelo Anthony, I am going to basically have it as make him work because I don't want him to score easy. And that's as simple as that when it comes to those settings. And then once you're in here, you can just call the plays. I'll call my quick 32 horns since this is the play that I actually like to run. And you guys can kind of see it in action. Doesn't always work, but it's nice. And I actually picked up this LaMelo because he has Gold Dimer to help out on a lot of these threes. You can just sit here, hold it, wait for Tim Hardaway to catch the ball just like that. And if you green it or even a white like that off LaMelo Ball, it's nice and easy after you just smack him. And again, on defense, it's just off-balling, switching around, even on Draymond Green sometimes just to help out and make sure you're following all of these off-ball screens to not let Carmelo get wide open. It can be a pretty decent time, except for when Patrick Ewing does not miss in the paint. But in general, prioritize getting fast break opportunities, getting assists, and if you are really stuck and plays aren't working because the AIs are really good this year, you can always resort to a basic pick and roll and turn the ball over just like that. But most of the time, they will let him be open. I'm playing all time, so we're on super solid difficulty. But generally, in normal modes, you can just do whatever the hell you want, run pick and rolls, and it's usually pretty easy to get assists. I am selling the bag here. I'm not proving it the best, but defense is easy, as you can see this year. So you can actually play some pretty good there, get rebounds, get good shot contests and things like that, which really help it out. And I'll try to prove that these pick and rolls do work. There we go. We can wrap it around, and now we have Draymond Green under Richie Guerin, which is an easy little drop step and layup, which is, you can see, 2 points for the layup, or 2 MT for the layup, and a post move is +5, which really helps out, and made shot 2 right there. So that's 9 total MT just from a quick little session, which really didn't take too much work, which is pretty nice. And again, defense, off ball, get rebounds, go on a fast break, simple as that. So here is the end screen for the game that I was just playing. I figured I would show you guys the MT that I got. We got 833, which is more than enough to end up getting all 3 of our rewards in all-time domination as well. So if you just follow this simple stuff, do a lot of good plays, play some good defense, all fall a little bit, you'll be good. And this was without free throws. I can show you guys right here on the box score. I didn't get any of my free throw extra points because I took enough threes. But when you get free throws, they give you the amount of MT that's equal to the percentage that you shot. So if I would have made 3 more free throws, I made all 3, 10 out of 10, because it's minimum of 10 free throw attempts, you get 100 more MT. So make sure you get those free throws. That's kind of the mistake that I made there. But make sure you shoot at least 5 threes and shoot a good percentage of them and at least 10 free throws, and you'll be good with a lot of that as well, because I forgot to mention it earlier. So overall, that's, I guess, the basics of how you can go through and beat Domination. I'll probably do another video separate to all time, because that's what I'm in right now, and I can't fully show you guys everything if I haven't, you know, done it myself. So it might be one coming later for that. But like the video if you did enjoy, comment down below if you guys need any more tips, questions, anything like that, and I'll get to you guys as soon as I can. I promise. Hit anything else down there that you can hit it. It'll help you out. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see y'all in the next video.